what I want to do today is have an itch on my side. So today what we're gonna do is we're gonna rank, as you guys can see here, we're gonna rank all the episodes of Black Mirror all the way up to season 6. Now the reason we're doing this is because season 6 recently came out. I'm a big supporter of Black Mirror. I really like the show. I think it's really great. Overall, it's a great show. So I thought, you know what? I thought about reviewing season 6, but at the same time, I thought, you know what? I can make a tier list because I had fun doing these, and I have some thoughts on season 6. So we're gonna start off right. Obviously, S tier right here is like the best. Like this is Oscar-worthy material. This is amazing. I love it. It's fantastic. A is pretty freaking good. Like that's just good ass television. B is, you know, not living up to its potential. And C and D, honestly, I don't think we even have to have D. I'm gonna actually delete this because hot take, I don't think there's any D worthy Black Mirror episodes. I'm excited because I saw season 6 and I'm not gonna lie, I was disappointed, but we'll get to that. Anyways, Arkangel. Okay, so I'm gonna just give a little recap for every episode we do. So Arkangel is the story about a mother and a daughter, and how a mother is obsessed with keeping her is that what? Yeah, it's how a mother's obsessed with keeping her daughter safe from harm, so she essentially just invades the hell out of her privacy, and so has like a sort of video implant that can censor things for her daughter, where she can view things, track her. It's basically no sense of privacy. I think Arkangel is an A. I think it's A tier. Great performances by the mother, the daughter, and you know you really feel for the mother's fear for her daughter, the worry, why she decided to get that. And honestly, I'm not a parent. I hope not. But if I was a parent, you know, I would consider using this technology. I probably wouldn't use it, but I think I would consider using this technology. And you know, that need to ensure your child's safety, to ensure your family's safety, yeah, it's something that's always gonna be in there. So also I'm gonna put these season 6 ones towards the end because I'll save it at the end. Maisie Day. Which one is season 6? Okay, I think those are. I'm missing one. Pretty sure I'm missing one out here. Well, we'll find it. Anyway, so yeah, Arkangel's A. It's a really great episode. Good. S tier, not quite S tier. I don't think it's quite there. But it's definitely A tier. Like that is a good Black Mirror episode. Okay. Next we have. Man, I can't even read that. I got the list right here. I'm pretty sure I know which one this is. I think this is the one with Haley Atwell and the husband who's a robot. Not a robot, but like some. Let me see. Be right back. Oh yeah, spoiler alert, by the way. I think this is Be Right Back. Again, I think this is A tier. Is it Be Right Back? It has to be. Yeah, it has to be. I'm pretty sure it's it. Actually, oh, Smithereens, this one goes here. Yeah, there you go. Alright, so Be Right Back. It's definitely Be Right Back. So, okay, again, small recap. Be Right Back is about the story of a woman and her boyfriend and the boyfriend's death, and the woman obviously overcome with grief tries to go through any avenue to sort of relive that intimacy with him. So first she's using technology to have sort of online conversations with a sort of AI version of him, and it's like essentially it's a service where if you have a deceased individual, you give the AI or the website access to that deceased individual's files, and then they can create sort of like an online AI personality that acts and talks the way that deceased person does. It's a really good episode. There's a lot of tragic irony in the whole episode, which, you know, I'm a sucker for tragic irony, but you know how she's constantly trying to tell, she has to remind pretty sure his name is Ash. Haley Atwell has to remind Ash, like fake Ash, what the real Ash would do whenever she feels like, oh, you know, you're not good enough, you're just an imitation. He would have done this, he would have done that. There's a lot of tragic irony, especially at the end, where she's telling him to jump and then he wouldn't, and then she says, or he's going to, and then she says that the real Ash wouldn't, and so then he starts faking it but because, you know, it's a powerful scene. You know, it's a really powerful scene where she's like has all this pent up grief and she just starts screaming wildly because she's kind of at a crossroads and she doesn't know what to pick. You know, she doesn't want to take that step to actually get rid of him, even though it's a fake him. It's such a good episode. It's A. It's almost S for me. Almost S. That's A tier. Crocodile. I really like Crocodile. I'm not gonna lie. It's so good. It's so well done. I kind of want to go S tier. Oh my god, I really want to go S tier, low key. You know what? This is my video. I'm gonna go S tier. This thing is S tier. I think Crocodile is an amazing episode. Again, the recap of this episode is that there's this woman who committed a crime, when she was very young, with a friend. Whatever, her and her friend cover up the crime. As life moves on, she becomes very successful, she has a family, she has a lot of success in her life, a lot of achievements. And then her friend, who is part of the accident that killed the individual, wants to make amends because he's getting sober. She ends up killing him. And then the whole episode, there's like a subplot where there's this insurance lady who uses a sort of technology where you can attach something to your head and recall certain memories to cover some accident where some guy got run over. So she's trying to do her job. In the midst of doing her job, she has to encounter the lady that murdered the guy. And you know, it's such a great story of how little by little you see how they're using, because it's also such a great application of technology that you think would happen in real life. If we actually had this technology, you know, insurance agencies would definitely use it. And the fact that the tragedy, again, the tragedy that she has to kill a baby, and we find out at the end of the episode that the baby was blind. And not only do we find out that the baby was blind and it was an unnecessary murder on her part, but also the fact that there's a hamster in the house and you could use that technology on animals, which I thought was a great twist. And you know, at the end where she's like getting arrested because she essentially killed to cover up her past crime. And I think it's just such a great story. I think this is one of the best Black Mirror episodes. I'm gonna say S, because S for me is like something I would constantly rewatch, even though I know how it already goes down. And the performances and the story, and just it's a simple story, and yet it gets so complicated, and you really see how this lady is basically killing herself and ironically killing actual people to try to cover up a crime and just making things go worse and worse. It's really good. I don't know what the hell this is. What the frick is that? I actually don't. I have no idea what this is. A hammer. I can't remember what hammer one. I'm gonna skip this one for now because I don't know what that one is. Okay, next one. Hang the DJ. Hang the DJ. I'm gonna say. Okay. Again, I don't think any of these are bad. Well, there's only one that I think is kind of bad. Not like bad, just there's only one I think is C. Hang the DJ, I'm gonna go B, because I consider these like a tier above the quality. Hang the DJ is still good. The recap is that these two exist in a community or a society that essentially dictates your romantic history or your romantic adventures or endeavors. This will dictate that for you. I think it dictates basically everything you do. And the whole point is you have to date all these individuals that they assign for you for a limited amount of time to get eventually to get to the point where the system figures out which is your optimal, like which is the most compatible individual, who is your true love. And then apparently it has like 100% or like 99% success rate or shit. It was a good story, good performances. I like the idea of having a society, like having a community where you let some technology, like some piece of machinery, dictate your actions and choices, and willingly choosing to live in that place, you know, it begs the question of individuality, you know, like the freedom, how do you say, if man, what's the word, man? I'm forgetting the word. If you have free will, thank you whoever helped me. Free will, if free will really exists, but it's, I don't think it says, I think it's a little bit cliche, and I don't think it's the same quality as these two, but it's still good, you know. It's not bad. I know this one. I don't know the name. Let me just check the name real quick. This one is The Entire History of You. This is S tier. This, I think, this one and White Christmas, in my opinion, are the epitome of what Black Mirror is as a show. For me, Black Mirror is a show that talks about the intersection and application of technology with your day-to-day lives, and the way that that application of technology, in whatever form it takes, whatever avenue, affects our choices, our environment, our individuality, things like that. But the key is technology. So I think this one has like the most, think of any future technological applications you would think would be present in the future. One of them, I bet everyone's ever thought of, is sort of a memory implant. And what happens right here in this episode, which again I think is like probably one of the greatest, or if not the greatest episode of Black Mirror. In this episode, everyone in this society has a, I don't know what they call it, I forget what they call it, a bug, a plant, a button, I don't know what they call it, but I don't remember. But they have a sort of implant in their heads that lets them recall any memories. And throughout the episode, you see the different applications of it. Looking back on an interview, looking back, like they have sex, and they're thinking back upon the best times they had sex, or, you know, reliving gossip, reliving moments, reading, you know, it's just a great, it's basically, if hindsight was 2020, if that was an episode, this is that episode, you know? Hindsight is 2020, especially for the people in this episode. And it's just such a great story, and yet also very tragic, because this man right here is a very jealous man. And that jealousy creates a lot of animosity and pushes him to do a lot of violent actions, because he feels that his wife is or was unfaithful, and that she doesn't love him, she cares for someone else. And throughout his pursuit to try to figure that out, reliving constant memories he's experiencing throughout the episode or in the past, he finds out that he was right, that his wife did cheat on him, and he's not even sure if the baby they have is actually his. But it's the way that piece of technology gives him the opportunity to just keep destroying himself and destroying his marriage, and he keeps taking that choice, where the irony of it all is that even though his wife did cheat on him, she actually does love him. Like, you could tell she loves him, and it hurts him, it kills him that he was right. And if he had just let it go, he would have been none the wiser, you know. But it's a great episode, and at the end, you know, he cuts it off because he realizes that it doesn't matter. Like, it can be a big burden to be able to relive the happiest moments of your lives, and you know, you just get stuck in there. It's just such a great episode, such a good ass episode. Okay, it's so good, man. It is so good. S tier for sure. Hated the Nation. I think this is the one with the pig, where you smash a pig. No, it's not. This is the B one. Yeah, okay, it's the B one. I think this one's A. This is the longest episode of the season. I think it's a little bit, it's basically like a film. It's basically a movie. It was a good movie. A or B? Nah, I'm gonna go A. Because these are the ones, over here, I rewatch these the most. These, I would like, again, I would still watch these. Up to B. C, I wouldn't. There's only one I feel like is C. Actually, no, I take that back. Anyways, United Nation. The synopsis is that this is in the UK or England, I guess, and they have these robotic bees that, put pollen because the bee population was too thin. Turns out someone's using the bees, weaponizes them. Turns out the bees are actually, little spy cameras for the government. So like, ooh, Big Brother, all that shit. And yeah, that's basically it. So I like the idea. I like the application of technology of this, because it's just so true. You have in the show, you have people who are voting on people to die. The most hated person is chosen to die, and people actually engage in that. And I'm sad to say, I think that could actually happen in real life. Like, it's sad to say, but this shit is real, man. This shit is real. People are dicks. Like that whole submarine situation, the Titanic, something that just happened. I've seen like 100 memes at this point of that, and I'm like, yo, people are fucked up. I mean, I knew they were rich, and people are like, oh, they were rich, they deserved it, and stuff like that. But still, I'm like, still a scary death, you know what I mean? Anyways, this one's good. The performance is good. I like the mystery. It's sort of like a crime whodunit thing. Trying to figure out who the bad guy is. Figuring out that the master plan, it's, there's a twist to it. I like that the bees kill all those people, because it's like, oh shit, the bad guy won. And it's implied that they catch him at the end, but I'm gonna say he gets away with it. And again, it's about how online, netizens, when people are online, they're brave. People are bravest online, So it's a good episode. I just think it just applies so much to real life, and it's just good. It's a good short movie. Like, I would rewatch it. I have it in background, when I'm cleaning or some shit. Men Against Fire. This one, again, I want to say A or B, maybe B. I'm gonna say B. Again, like, I can't emphasize enough. These are all great. I think Men Against Fire is kind of simple. The application of technology. Basically, there's a soldier, and they exist in a society where they see, I don't know, okay, zombies. They see zombies, and they kill zombies. And then you figure out later on that it turns out that the soldiers willingly got an implant in their heads to help them with the struggle of warfare by changing their perspectives and the things they saw to be something that would be a little bit easier on their conscience, and basically it helps them commit atrocities without having to feel the guilt or the trauma or the burden. So they're basically murdering people without knowing that they're murdering zombies without knowing they're actual people. And these people, turns out they're like infected or sick or something, but all the soldiers think that they're actual fucking monsters or zombies or some shit. And that's what you see in their perspective. So this guy, I forget how, but he accidentally breaks, I guess, the programming, and then he realizes that, again, the irony of it all, the tragic irony, is that he willingly signed up for it, and then you think the commanding officers are the bad guys, and they're like, bro, you asked for this, you signed up, I'll show you the video right here. So again, I think it's like these two. I think they're simple. It's things we've already thought about. It's still good. I just don't think it's like these tier. I think these are just really well done. Metalhead, again, I'm gonna say B. Again, this is still good. Metalhead, I can't even really explain it. There's a bunch of fucking robot dogs that are evil or some shit that just kill people for no fucking reason. And you follow this lady, and there's like a lot of them, and they're hard to kill, and they just hunt you down until they kill you. And I think she went on like a resource run or something. She went to go get resources. They found a dog, and then the dog is basically chasing her for the rest of the movie. It's all in black and white. It's good. It gives you like those old classic movie type vibes, where it's like the monster, the evil robots chasing you. I think it's creative. Yeah, at the end of it, she does kill the thing, but not before it sends out sort of a signal to the other robots that, you know, she's right here, so everyone else get her ass. And yeah, she kills herself at the end. But again, it's fun. These are fun. These are fun. That's all I'll say. These are fun. These are higher caliber, and these are so good. All right, national anthem. This is the very first Black Mirror episode. I'm gonna say B. This one gives me United in the Nation vibes, but I think United in the Nation is a better overall. It's more fun for me, so it's A. This I haven't seen in so long. I think what happens here is that the Prime Minister of the UK or England, I keep saying or England, the Prime Minister of the UK has to fuck a pig because, or else someone's gonna die, like someone important, and he doesn't want to do it, but he ends up doing it, and then it turns out that they trolled him, like, haha, dumbass, we actually weren't gonna kill her. So he fucks a pig on live TV. Again, just that idea of hackers. I think it was a popularity thing as well. I don't really remember. It was good. It was a good introduction to Black Mirror. Yeah, that's all I can say. It's, again, fun, just a fun. Honestly, you're like, what the fuck? He's actually gonna fuck a pig? Like, I was like, who came up with this show, bro? Nosedive. I don't remember which one Nosedive is. Nosedive. What's Nosedive? Is it the recent ones? I hope not. Whoa, what is Nosedive? Am I tripping? Playtest, Nosedive. Example. Ah, okay, I remember. This is the one with, what's her name? Did they say her name here? Bryce Dallas Howard. Yeah. Nosedive. This one I'll say is A. I think this one's really good. My favorite part, again, this is basically fucking China, bro. It's a movie about China. They have like a social credit. Everyone has like a social credit ranking. The higher you are, the more perks you get in society. If you're lower, you look down upon. It's basically an elitist. I was saying China because I'm pretty sure China has like a social, like, a ranking for people. Like if you cross the street or if you litter or something, they give you like a social, I don't know, like a credit score, social credit score, like how good of a citizen you are. Am I right about that? Maybe I'm wrong, but yeah, that's what they do here. You get a ranking, you do good, or you're popular, you're well liked, people vote you, like rank you. What I'm doing right now, they rank you. The higher you are overall, then, you know, the more perks you get in society. Stupid idea. I don't know who okayed it. Like, not the episode, but just that thought. It's just a stupid idea. But the favorite part is Bryce Dallas Howard does a really good job. She's a really great actress. And my favorite part is when she keeps messing up and her score keeps going lower and lower and lower because she's trying too hard. And like, who doesn't know a person like that? It tries too hard to be liked by everyone. She's basically a pick me. She's like, pick me the whole episode, and then she just gets wrecked. So yeah, that one's kind of interesting. It's fun. It's a I think it's A. It's a little better than these, I think. Again, she really does carry the episode. Like, her performance is really good. You kind of feel for her, and you kind of want her to fail, and at the end you're kind of rooting for her. So it's kind of fun. Playtest. I remember this one. This is, I'm gonna say a B. I wouldn't really rewatch Playtest. This dude, there's a dude in here who is doing a playtest for a very popular game that's gonna come out. It's a whole virtual thing, but you think he's physically at a location until it turns out he's not. But he fucks up. It's like it gives you turn off your Bluetooth, go airplane mode on an airplane vibes. I forget how he does, but there's something in the episode he forgets to turn off his phone, and that messes with the connection when he's in the game. So I think he ends up in a loophole or like reliving his worst fears, or maybe he dies. I don't really remember. There's a lot of horror aspects of it, a lot of horror fantasy elements. So I like that. You know, it feels a little bit more experimental than the other ones in that season. So that one's really good. But yeah, B. Maybe it's a nah. I'd say B. It's pretty simple. Okay, Miley Cyrus. This one's Miley Cyrus. Miley Cyrus's episode. I'm gonna say. Can't tell. I've rewatched it a few times. I'm gonna say B. I'm gonna say B because it's. I like the application of technology in this episode. We see it here in the music industry, obviously because it's Miley, and how basically what the thing that's going on right now with the whole AI and ChatGPT and everything like that is basically this episode. It's literally what this episode's about. It's a fun little story. It's fun. It's simple. Her aunt's crazy, wants the money, wants the fame, but she wants to, you know, break out from her little niche of being a pop star. Wants to do something different. I basically feel like it's a take on Miley's actual experience, because you know how she's all rock star now. So I don't think her performance was amazing. I think it was simple. But I also don't think that's on her. You know, I don't think the script really called for her to go crazy. Her voice acting I think it was fine, and the kid actors on this were good. It's just a fun little story. Again, it's I think the longest one in that season, which is season 5. Oh, OBS. Okay. Come on, bring it back. And I think we're back. Yep, and we're back. Okay. Don't know what OBS is doing. OBS is back. It's Junipero. I saw this with my girlfriend recently. This one's S tier. Great. I think the best part about Black Mirror episodes when you're watching them is how creative they're gonna be with their application of technology. Some of these are simple, you know? Soldiers having implants to stop them from seeing their horrors. Fucking an evil robot chasing you. Hackers. You know, the social credits, the like community rankings. All these things seem kind of simple. This one, I thought was a very, very creative application of technology. It was very inspiring for sure. This is one of the few that has like a few episodes, because overall Black Mirror is essentially a very creative show with the way they use technology, and every episode has a different application of it. Some are simple with more complicated stories, but this one was like both. It's kind of not a simple application. It's a little bit more complicated, but it also has a really great story. Again, it's a romance story, and there's these two girls who are falling for each other. At least one's into the other one. One's having trouble with their sexuality, and you come to find out that they're living inside of a virtual world, and their real bodies are outside the world. And you also find out that they're actually old. And you also find out that this virtual world they're living in is occupied by a lot of deceased individuals who just had their consciousness extracted from their brains, I guess, before they died. And so they exist eternally in that place, which is San Junipero. And basically it's a story about it's a romance story about finding love, and realizing, you know, what does it mean to die, or what does it mean to be happy. And it's a really great story, because on the one hand you have one of the girls doesn't want to fully commit to being in San Junipero the rest of her existence. Even when she's dead. On the other hand, you have another one who's really looking forward to it because her whole life has been stuck in a again, it's like a complicated story. It's really well done. The acting and then the character arcs and the stories and the backgrounds for these characters are just really well done. And the acting is really well done. I love the the more fun, eccentric one. The one that's the bi girl, the one that's bi, openly bi. She does a great job acting, and I love her story about with her husband and how the husband didn't want to pick the life to live forever in San Junipero because they lost a daughter, and then it was just such a great episode. So creative, so great. It's perfect. S tier for sure. This one is Shut Up and Dance. Yeah. Shut Up and Dance. Shut Up and Dance is A. The acting, this guy, I don't know who this guy is. Let me just wait. What's his name? Which one is it? Is it Alex? Yeah, this guy, Alex Lothar. Give this guy. I'm gonna give him some credit. This guy was great in this episode. He was a great actor. The desperation. Oh god, the desperation he showed through his acting, horrible. Basically, this guy was jerking off, and some hackers found out he was jerking off. And they recorded it, and they're basically blackmailing him throughout the episode to do a bunch of crazy shit. But he's not the only one they're blackmailing. He gets to interact with other people that the hackers have been blackmailing for various reasons. Maybe someone was being unfaithful, maybe someone, I don't know, is corrupt, whatever. So basically they're all doing the hackers' bidding, doing these stupid ass, random ass errands in an effort to conceal their secrets. And at the end of the episode, the hackers still, expose everyone's lies. The crazy part about this one is that, the whole episode you're kind of thinking, bro, you got caught jerking off? Are you gonna rob a bank for that? Are you gonna commit murder? I was like, bro, it's not even that deep. What the hell are you doing? And you're kind of suspicious, like, man, this motherfucker was not just jerking off. He was doing something else. And it turns out, he was jerking off to little kids, bro. I was like, oh, that's gross. I was like, oh, never mind. I see why you're doing all this shit. And you kind of feel bad for him until you find out that you're like, no, you kind of deserve it. You kind of side with the hackers at the end. And yeah, he gets exposed, and he gets screwed. And yeah, we don't like this guy. This guy's weird. Okay, next one. USS Callister. I think it's this year. Again, like these two, they're just very creative applications of technology. This dude basically creates a fucking virtual online game world where he takes people's DNA in real life and creates their, I don't know, online. It's like he takes my DNA and he makes a version of me in his game. But he's all powerful in that game, so he can abuse and torture me as much as he wants. And the guy does this because he feels impotent and, he has no power in his actual life, and he feels neglected and undervalued. So he's basically a giant dickhead whenever he's online. And then you have these people in the game, and they're not real people, which is the creative part, but they're trying to fight back, and you feel for them, even though you're actually but they're not actual people. They're not actually suffering, but they are, but they're not. Are these actual individuals? What does it mean to be a lot of great questions, a lot of great performances. Again, we have this is how Ted met the mother. Here's Eliodi right here. But yeah, a good episode, fun episode, creative, makes you think a lot. Great performances. Everyone who's acting here is really great, so it was really good. All right, Striking Vipers. This one is basically, are you gay or not, bro? That's the are you gay or not, bro episode. This one I'm saying is B. I'll say it's B because it's like, I thought it was kind of interesting, but it's just, I guess it's simple. It's not that crazy. Basically, this dude and his homeboy. I mean, This dude and his homeboy play a game and they can smash in the game and they feel the actual effects. So they start hooking up in the game. The sex is like unreal. It's crazy. So he's like cheating on his wife, but he's not cheating on his wife because it's like all virtual. I asked my girl if that's cheating and she said yeah. And then he's like, am I gay or not? Are we gay, bruh? And I asked my mom, they gay, mom? And she's like, yeah, they're gay. I was like, cool. So it's like a simple, a more simple story than what we're used in Black Mirror. It's a little interesting. I think it's more of a question. It's more of an episode that poses a question, but it's a simple question you can answer. Overall, again, it was just a good background episode. I would show it to someone and then be like, you think that's gay? You think that's cheating? You know, stuff like that. But it's a good episode. It's fun. Again, these are all just fun, stupid. This one with my boy, is it Daniel Kaluuya? Yeah, Daniel Kaluuya. This one is 15 million merits. I'm gonna say this one is A, I think, or is it B? I'm gonna say it's A. Daniel Kaluuya, I think this is his breakout role, unless I'm wrong. I can't even really explain this one. There's these people who play video games and then they earn like points from those video games and they can spend it as they wish. It's basically, and then they live in these pods. They have a very mundane lifestyle and they're basically just existing in an environment full of ads and sex and gossip and drama. Basically a fucking reality show in Vegas put together. And there's this girl and he likes the girl and she wants to be a singer, so she tries out in this game show, but then the game show is like, nah, you suck but you're hot, so let's put you like in the porn industry. And she says yes, if only to get out of her mundane lifestyle. He supports her. He pays for her chance to participate in the game show, and then it goes to waste because she just ends up joining like porn stuff. And then he confronts the judges, and the judges reward him for being, you know, different. He's built different, and he also sort of conforms to the decision to be part of, I don't know, he becomes entertainment for individuals. He's always like, oh, I'm gonna kill myself, but you have to tune in next week. Okay, it was creative. I'm kind of oversimplifying it because I don't really recall much, but I know his performance is good. The essence of the story was interesting. And yeah, alright, so wait, I'm confused. I thought this one was White Christmas. Or is this Bandersnatch? But what's this one then? I'm confused. I'm confused with these, I'm not gonna lie. But Waldo. I'm gonna say A. Okay, I just thought it's just too real, man. When it's too real, I'm like, yeah, that's A. This dude plays this character votes for a political position and he wins. That's basically it. And so then the guy's like, no, that's stupid. But then they're kind of, I don't know, the companies and the executives are all cashing in on this guy winning office. I forget what office it is, but he wins the office. And politics is a joke, and people are stupid who will vote for the stupidest thing. It's just real. It's a real episode, man. This shit feels too real. This is how our politicians act today. Like, this might be satire, but I don't think it's satire at this point, because I've seen and I've heard what real politicians in the US say, and like, this is basically the same shit. And I was like, this is disappointing. This is sad. Because it's so real, it's A. I'm guessing this is Bandersnatch. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna just see. We've done all of these, right? Yeah. And DJ. Is there a picture? Oh, that one's Bandersnatch. Okay, wait, so what is this then? Bandersnatch. Let's do Bandersnatch. Ah, man. I'm gonna give it the respect it deserves. Bandersnatch was a creative, I don't know, experiment by Black Mirror. um an interactive, is it like a movie? I don't know, like interactive Netflix experience. It's creative, it's interesting, but it's more experimental and creative than it is, personally I feel, good. Because again, I think it touches on like the idea of the I don't know if it's multiverse, but different timelines, different choices, and it was good. Like, it's creative and you can keep doing it forever. But my question is, I like a story that amounts to something. I don't feel like this one really amounts to anything. It's just like, oh, okay, you explored this possibility and now explore these other possibilities. So it's fun, it's creative, but it's not something you really want to relive. It's like a one and done type thing. But because of the endeavor, I'm gonna give it A, you know? Okay, I'm really trying to... I thought this one was White Christmas. The hell is that, a dog? But this one's White Christmas. Man, bro, what is that? I'm low-key trying to figure that out. Which ones have we done? Yes, yes, yes. Wait. Yes. Be right back. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we did that one. White bear. Ah, white bear. Okay, okay. This one. Oof. This one's A. I think this one's A. Is it A? Yeah, let's go A. I think the twist of it all is just really good. It's like one of those, it's like a movie, it's one of those classic movies that, you know, maybe the movie wasn't that good, but that twist at the end really carries the whole movie. It puts it into a whole different perspective, which really goes to show you how powerful an ending can be. There's this lady, I think this is the one I've actually seen the least of. I don't even know if I've actually really seen the full episode, like, in one go. I've seen like snippets every time. I think that basically this lady wakes up, she's walking around this neighborhood or whatever, people are just taking pictures of her, acting crazy towards her, she's freaking out, you feel bad for her. She's trying to, I don't know, escape or get out of it. People are like hunting her down, chasing her, taking pictures of her, laughing at her, and she's kind of out of her mind, like, what the fuck is going on? That's how she is. And you feel bad for her. You're like, damn, that sucks. Like, what the fuck? Like, what is going on? Like, yo, leave her alone, help her out. These people are crazy. And then at the end of the episode, you find out that those people are still crazy, because I still think it's crazy, even despite the twist. So it turns out, kind of gives you this episode. What's it called? Let me find it. Shut Up and Dad's vibes. Where you feel bad for the victim until you figure out the victim's actually a piece of shit too. Basically what happens is that she's actually, I guess you could say, an incarcerated, she's a criminal. She caused the death of a little girl. I think that's what happened. She caused the death of a little girl, and it was her and her boyfriend. The boyfriend killed himself or some shit, but they caught her. So her ass has to go through this sort of punishment. And for her punishment, what it is that she has to have, she basically becomes a public attraction, basically like a sort of experience, a public experience attraction, where she gets her mind wiped every day. And every day she wakes up, she's woken up in this specific, I guess, secluded area where people who pay can go and watch her. It's basically, instead of a fucking execution, like when they have those executions or the death penalty and you have people sitting around watching the person get executed, they have this where, I guess, instead of killing them, they wipe their memory, put them in a state of fear and desperation, while people get to watch, laugh at them, and fuck around with them, as long as they don't kill them, I guess. So she basically becomes entertainment and is universally hated. But it does beg the question about, you know, how you treat incarcerated individuals, if this is humane or inhumane, things like that. And also like how fucked up you gotta be to want to participate in that. And the worst part is, you know, that shit would actually happen. So That's kind of fucked up. That's why I was like, yo, those people are crazy at the beginning of the episode. Those people are still crazy in my mind at the end. Because who the hell would do that shit? White Christmas, S tier. Again, this is, I think these two right here are like the epitome, in this order, are the epitome of Black Mirror right here. I just think White Christmas is so well done. Again, such a great story, creative applications of technology throughout the episode. You have great performances by, oh man, what's his name, man? John, I think it's John something. Where is it? No, it's the end. It's the last episode right here by John Hamm. Yeah, a great performance by John Hamm. It's so good, man. It's just really good. I don't even want to say anything about it because if no one's seen it, then please watch it. It's so good. I think it's probably the best Black Mirror episode. It's just so creative, so good, fucked up, but really good. And it's just really good. That's all I can say. It's so good. It's so good. There's nothing more I can say. All right, next one. Okay, so I know what this one is. Now I'm thinking I know what this one is, actually. I think this is season 6. Oh, I'm a dumbass. It's the last episode with the fucking camera. I'm a dumbass. All right, so last one before season 6. This one is the museum one. What's it called? Something museum. Black Museum. Sure, I was gonna say Black Museum. I was like, I won't be racist, man. Black Museum. I think this one is S tier. Again, there's just so many. I think these are just the most creative applications of technology in any of the Black Mirror episodes. These are just so well done, so good, so creative, and the stories and the characters in them, it's just it's perfection. So you have multiple stories and different applications of technology in this that make you question your ethics and what's right and humane, and then it makes you think and reflect on our society, and you know that shit would probably go down. And the fact that there's just so many I like the fact that this episode touches on so many benevolent applications of technology in the episode that don't gain any traction because of funding or something happens and it's ineffective, the technology. So instead of using it for good or just doing away with it at all, they use that technology for something more basically fucked up. So there's something terrible because they still want to get a profit off of it, and it's really crazy. I think that's a great episode. Great short stories, basically a short story book. And again, the twist. Black Mirror is pretty good with the twists. There's a twist here. There's a twist here. There's a twist here. There's a twist here. Yeah, I'm pretty good with twists. These are like the most twisty episodes. But yeah, and then the ending twist is really good. The stories, and it's pretty fucked up. It's really good. Again, these two are just really, really good. I really like these two. I don't really want to touch on these. These are just really, really good. I really like White Christmas. I think it's my favorite one. Okay. Here we go. Season 6. What we've been waiting for. I'm gonna do these in order. First was this one. Loch Henry. Jesse. The hell was Smithereens? Oh, no. I'm missing one. Sorry. Smithereens. That's the guy from Sherlock. Right? Where is it? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the guy from Sherlock. No, I'm like positive it is. Yeah, okay, yeah. It's with the car and everything. Let me just confirm. It should be the... Yeah, okay, yeah. This is the one, I think, for sure it's C. It's boring, man. It's just not good. It just feels like the least creative, the least effort put into it, the most simple and basic. The whole show is basically technology is bad. That's it. That's like the whole message of the story. And technology fucked up my life, and social media and this and that shit. And you need to disconnect from technology. It's so basic. It's not. I think it's the most lazy one. This one's for sure C for me. I just don't think it was that good, man. I think this is probably the worst Black Mirror episode. It was very underwhelming, especially with the guy they had, it's the guy from Sherlock, man. Is it Andrew Scott? Let me see. Moriarty. Yeah. Andrew Scott. He's a really good actor, and I feel like he was underused in this one. It's kind of basic. It was the most disappointing one I saw. I was like, what the fuck is this? But yeah, I was disappointed with that. Okay, and with that being said, here we have season 6. All right, let's get started. So, what I'm excited for. Okay, so I'm gonna reiterate. I think Black Mirror is about the intersection of technology and the application of it in our day-to-day lives, whether it be in the future or right now. And there's always a message that makes you reflect about Black Mirror. But I think technology is key. Like when I look at a Black Mirror episode, I want to see how they use. I want to see creative applications of technology in those episodes. How the characters in those episodes and the stories are affected by that, and what it leads to, and the overall message of the episode, right? Which I don't think Black Mirror is about technology is bad. Like I don't really think that's the point of it. I think the point is about the application of such technology, because technology in itself isn't a bad thing, but the application of it, the way you use it, the way it's exploited, you know, whether it be for profit gain or to just, I don't know, bring a lot of shame and torture someone else's life. It's about how it affects us and how we use it. So I don't think the message of Black Mirror is that technology is bad per se, because I heard some people say that season 6 was that there was a poison because season 6 because that's what they want to see. So I disagree with that, you know, even though most of these stories are like negative, but you know, I don't think that's, with that being the case, I'm gonna start. And the reason I say that is because these two I was disappointed in. Not because they were bad, but because I really didn't feel that application of technology. Even this one, not really that much. Alright, first one is Joan is awful. Man, it's just, I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna say C. Hot take, I'm gonna say C. I just didn't think it was that good. I thought it was so basic, man. Like some ideas can be really basic with Black Mirror. Like these are kind of basic. Like this one's basic. A basic idea. Basic idea. Hackers. Basic idea. These are all basic ideas. But the stories were more interesting. The characters were interesting. This one, it's like an interesting idea, but I don't think I was underwhelmed with the performances. I thought Salma Hayek was it was kind of too meta for me, you know? Like they introduced Streamberry into this season, which is fine. And then the whole idea of the streaming service, you sign a contract, you don't read it. It turns out they can, I don't know, like use your life, and that they have famous actors and they use AI. Again, I feel like it was all just very basic, and that the story itself wasn't bad. Like I think this is nothing is as bad as Smithereens. I'll say that. So I'll say C, but these are just more fun, and I would not want to rewatch this one because I was just very underwhelmed with how they went with it. I thought it'd be a lot more interesting because you really know what's gonna happen. All right, they're recording every little moment of her lives. You know she's gonna do some crazy shit to make like a push. Then they're gonna like team up, and it's gonna be all this crazy stuff. So again, I was disappointed with the direction of this episode. Not in itself because of the story, even though I think it was a little cliche and simple, but I don't really think it amounted to anything, you know? Like, there wasn't any lessons learned, especially for the main character. Like, Joan is, you know, they have that little twist, which is, oh, that's kind of cool, but it doesn't really amount to anything. Joan doesn't really learn anything, and she didn't really need to learn anything because, I mean, she has this thing about being the main character from a story, and I get it, like, haha, the irony, but she's not a dick, you know, she's not a bad person. She's the show really depicts her, it embellishes, it depicts her like that, but she's the victim of something that really has nothing to do with her, isn't her fault. So you don't really feel any resolution at the end when she, I guess, has gotten freed from it. And yeah, the performances were alright. It's just, you know, not as satisfying as I would have liked. You know, and it's also pretty fucking, I think it's kind of I like to nitpick, so I think it's kind of stupid how her ass was able to get into the fucking center of where they have this machine or whatever, and she's able to destroy it, and they have no sort of like steps to prevent that. It was just stupid. How the fuck did she get all the way in there? All right, Loch Henry. I'll say this one's between B and A. I think B. Again, I think B's fun. I think this one was fun. I thought it was fun. It was just a really fun, simple story. It's kind of a crime thriller. There's a like twist. It was good. It's more about old technology and videotapes and things like that. The performances I think were good. The little twist is good. Again, Black Mirror loves it's tragic. It's like tragic irony. I thought that was good. The story, I think the story itself was good, and how it unravels and things like that. I just thought it was fun. Not crazy, not like super creative, just fun, simple, you know, experimental for sure. Something a little bit more different. You could tell that they were being more experimental this season, which I don't think is a bad thing. But again, that technology thing, I just think it's you know, you need that. It's important for a Black Mirror episode to have that. Which is why I was disappointed, because Beyond the Sea, I think, is the only one that really lives up to that expectation of Black Mirror, of what it should be. So I'm gonna put this one A. I thought this one had the most creative. I think this one was the best episode. It was the most creative application. Thank God it was Jesse too. Jesse! No, not Jesse. Aaron Paul. Again, I love Aaron Paul. Great performance. I want to see him in more things. I'm glad they got him. His co-lead, I don't know who that guy is, but he also did really good job. Again, a very creative application of technology, and this one had to do with space too, like astronauts, different ways to, you know, it was just really creative. I think there was a lot of callbacks to, I want to say the Charles Manson, the Manson family. I'm pretty sure there were like things that went on. I don't want to spoil these too much, but I'm pretty sure there were things that went on that was kind of a reference to the Manson family. So I don't know if that's true, but that's what it felt like to me. So I thought that was cool. Because it's based in the past, yet the past with futuristic tech. The tragedy of the co-lead, you know, that goes through something horrible, and the steps taken to kind of assuage that tension and desperation in him that Aaron Paul takes, and then, you know, the tension that builds up throughout the episode until you get to the climax, where again, it's not the most satisfying in the sense for like the viewer, but it was, you know, you expected that, and it was good. It was like Black Mirror. It felt like a Black Mirror episode. Maisie Day. What the? Oh yeah, this is the one with the. Man, I don't want to spoil it. It's just these two did not feel like Black Mirror. I'm gonna keep it real, and it disappointed me because I don't mind when they get experimental, but there's like minor spoiler. There's like fantasy elements in these two that I didn't love. Like when season 6 came out, I was super excited to show my girlfriend. And I was like, let's check these out. These are gonna be fun. They're creative applications of technology. She doesn't like Black Mirror, but I was like, don't worry, it's cool. So I was watching these myself, and I was like, watch it with me. There were things that unfolded in these episodes, and while they were unfolding, like sort of, I want to say, fantasy elements that unfolded in these episodes. That while they were unfolding, she was like, oh my god, it's too this, it's too that. These episodes can get a little bit gory, I'll say. And I kept, the whole time we're watching it, kept assuring her that don't worry, this is just like you're gonna realize this is like virtual reality, or you're gonna realize this is like some drug induced illusion, or it's gonna be something with technology. Don't worry, like this isn't the gory stuff that happens isn't real. And then when the episodes are over, you're like, what the fuck? That shit was real? So the whole time she has to like go through it, and I was like, no, don't worry, like it's technology, it's technology. You're tripping. You just gotta wait for it for the reveal. And there was no fucking reveal, so I was kind of pissed. I was like, what the fuck am I watching? I'm watching Black Mirror for the intersection of technology in our lives, not for this shit. Like, I don't mind if they're getting experimental. I don't mind if it's a fantasy. But it feels like Assassin's Creed with the new RPGs. It's like they're attaching the name to this new style of things, which I don't mind. But you know, these if these were not Black Mirror episodes, like if you just gave me these episodes without telling me where they come from, what show, I would never guess Black Mirror. You know what I mean? Like, I would just never guess Black Mirror, and that's fine. But you know, I appreciate how experimental they were. I'll say Maisie Day is a B. Again, these episodes were bad. Like, for what they are, they're creative and they're fun. You know, you don't expect it. You really, especially because it's a Black Mirror episode, you really don't expect it. But these were interesting. But damn, just shit, especially Maisie Day, shit just comes out of fucking left field. You're like, what the something happens towards the end of the episode. You're like, what the you're just like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Like, what the fuck is going? What am I watching? Is this Black Mirror? That's literally what you're asking yourself. It was fun. Like, I'm not gonna say it was a bad episode, but you're just like, what the fuck? This one went really crazy. I'm not gonna lie. This one went really crazy with the things that unfolded. And when the episode ends, you're just like, that was it? Like, that was the episode? What was the message? What was the technology? He wants me fucking the paparazzis for the get that shit out of my face, bro. But again, I respect the experimentation. I will give them credit. It was not a bad story per se. It's just, for the standard of a Black Mirror episode, for me it was a B. And with that, we have our last one, which is, I think it's something 79, 69, Demon 79. Demon 79. Again, I'm gonna say B. So I will say these are fun. At Demon 79, again, man, it was just the story itself is interesting, and as it's going on, you're like, oh, this is interesting, this is creative. But in the context of a Black Mirror episode, I just felt a little bit disappointed because I really couldn't, you know, these episodes obviously are not from the same universe or whatever. But some of them, but they're all, up until these two episodes, these have all felt realistic enough to me that if you said these were from the same universe, I would believe you. You know, like, it's believable that these all could be happening in the same world, maybe just in different years or different times, whatever. But like, if they really pushed it, I could see it. You know, I could see it. And then when these two happen, you're like, what the fuck am I watching? Like, this shit is not the same. You know, you can apply these to real life and real life situations, but you cannot apply it to these two. These is just like, what the fuck is going on? But again, I'm gonna just say one last time, these were not bad. They were just, for me, a little bit unsatisfying as a Black Mirror episode. But they weren't bad. Like, they were fun. I thought they were fun. From these two, I think I like Demon 79 a little bit better because I really like the sort of back and forth between Anjana Vasan and, is it Papa? I'm not even gonna try that. But these two, their interactions, their back and forth was really fun to watch. Their chemistry was really good. He was really funny, and she played her role very well. So I like seeing these two. Maisie Day, I still think Maisie Day is better than Joan is Off. Like, Joan is Off was just really disappointing for me. But Maisie Day was it's fun. It's fun. Again, there's a twist, and I'm gonna let you know right now, like, you are not expecting that twist. Nobody expecting that twist for show. And then Demon 79. Again, Demon 79 is fun. It's just a fun episode. Like these two are fun episodes. But yeah, that was it. That's my tier rankings of Black Mirror up to season 6. Do you guys agree? Do you guys disagree? I mean, I'm really curious what you guys think about season 6, because I know some people thought it was amazing. They loved it. Some people thought it wasn't that good. It was underwhelming. I know the creators or the writers came out and sort of defended the decisions. And again, as a writer of a story, you know, you have the freedom to explore whatever you want. I think that's fair. You know, at the end of the day, it's their story. They want to tell it. They want to experiment. That's fine. Like, that's up to them. But just, you know, in my opinion, it was a little bit unsatisfying. I just think that they could have done like these felt more like, I'll say, Love, Death, and Robot episodes. That's what this felt like Love, Death, and Robot. And you know, Love, Death, and Robot and Black Mirror give me the same vibes, but these I feel fall more in line with those types of episodes, that type of show. But yeah, this is my rankings. So hope you guys enjoy, and if you guys disagree or agree, let me know, and see you guys.